Hello, and welcome to the Shiba Chat Show. This is your podcast for all things Shiba Inu. On Shiba Chat, you will learn about health, training, education, nutrition, grooming, art, owner stories, and experiences about our beloved, fluffy, and natural monument of Japan, the Shiba Inu. We will be helpful and fun, full of guests like Shiba owners, trainers, nerds, and experts from around the globe. Now, here is your host, directly from Portugal, Charlie Mancini.
Hello, in this episode number 5, we have talked with a Canadian Shiba owner called Joanna Hoang, and we've chatted about the experience with a loyal male Shiba called Bento. He was born in 2018, the Canadian situation concerning the pandemic, and we also have chatted about the reaction of people to the Japanese breed, amongst other things. Discover why Bento is the COO of the house, and please do follow Bento on Instagram at Bento's Boxes with 2 X's. Hello, Joanna. How are you?
Hi, Charlie.
Okay, so can you give us the full story about how Bento came into your life, please?
Okay. I don't know if I should start with like how I got into Shiba.
Yeah, maybe that's a better question.
So Bento was born in 2018. I actually got into Shiba about 10 years before that. So I would say like 2007, 2008. And I learned about Shibas from the Shiba Inu puppy camp. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Ah, the San Francisco puppy camp.
Yeah, the one in San Francisco.
Oh, so I've seen them sleeping, and sometimes they are not there, but the cam is filming, the cam is shooting as well.
So I've actually been following them since their very first litter. So they name their litters by the alphabet. Mm-hmm. So I think they just finished litter I.
Okay.
So they've been, what is that, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, 9 years. So like I've watched all 9 litters grow up. So that was when I was first introduced to them. And then I just watched every litter. Like every day I'd have it on and I just like watched the puppies and I just became obsessed.
Like a TV channel or almost. Like you just turn the television and that's it. Just let it go.
No, it was like they had it on a streaming site. Mm-hmm. And then I think they stream on YouTube now. So they do like a live.
Yes, I've seen on YouTube. Yeah, I've seen on YouTube.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what's funny is that I thought they were like the cutest dogs ever. And then so I started reading all about them on the internet and everything, anything that I could find.
But did you have dogs? Did you have dogs before Shiba? No,
I've never had dogs.
It's like no, me and my family. We never had dogs before, only cats. Cats.
Oh, I would have loved to have a dog when I was a kid, but like usually Chinese parents are not a big fan of having animals in the house, so I never had a dog.
I see.
So I would have, but I was kind of being like really responsible, and I didn't get a dog until I could afford it because I know one, they're expensive. And like, you know, to raise them very well with like high quality food and everything, that's expensive too. So I didn't become interested in like looking for a breeder until maybe like 2016. Mm-hmm. And then that's when I started looking for breeders around Edmonton. So at that time, there was only a couple. So I went to visit, I called a few of them. I was telling them like, I'm looking to get a Shiba puppy by, you know, around fall of 2017. And so one of them, she didn't really guarantee. She was like, "Oh yeah, I have one available now," and I'm like, "No, I don't want one yet. I'm not ready for it yet." Like I was prepared to take one, like fall or spring, like fall 2017, spring 2018. So then, and then she never contact me again. So then I called another one, Hillsdale. They're located in Sherwood Park, which is like just like 15 minutes away from Edmonton. And she was like, "Yeah, come visit." So I went to go visit her maybe a week later, and then I met most of her breeding dogs, and then I met a couple puppies that she had at
What
the time
was your
too.
first reaction, Joanna?
I was trying to like contain my excitement, because if I was like screaming with excitement, she probably thought I would be crazy. So I was just like, "Oh my god, this is
You're
the
like,
first time I've seen Shiba in person."
Mind-blowing experience. Yes, like, "Rah!"
Like, yeah, it was exactly like that. So then trying to like contain my excitement, and she's like bringing me. She wouldn't let me touch the puppies because they were, I think, only a few weeks old. So like they don't have vaccinations or anything, and she doesn't know what I'm bringing in. She didn't let me touch the puppies, but she brought out her like adult dogs. She brought out quite a few of them, like a couple males and a couple females, all different colors, just so I could like pet them and like talk to her about the dogs and stuff. So then I probably spent at least an hour and a half there meeting her dogs and talking to her. And then I really liked her. I thought her dogs were beautiful, because like, I don't know if you've seen a lot of Shibas on Instagram and
Yes,
social
I've
media
seen.
and stuff, but
I've seen a lot.
yeah, probably.
I've seen a
just
lot.
like me. Yeah, I
Trust
still
me.
look at Shibas all the time.
Of course.
Yeah. So you probably noticed that some of them look different, right?
Yes.
Just depending
Yes.
on where they're from. Like if they have a Japanese lineage or a North American lineage, they do have a very different look. So the look that I like them, round head, really fluffy, compact. Like I like the look of a breed standard sheep. So not big, not leggy, not long legs. I know some Shibas have very pointy faces, but I don't like that. I like the round face. So I really liked the look of her Shibas. Her Shibas look like Japanese Shibas.
Okay.
So I decided I would go with her, because I mean, she was like, "Oh yeah, if you want a puppy, just put a deposit down." And then I brought up deposit to her a couple days later, and then it was just waiting, because I specifically wanted a boy. I wanted a red boy. So first, and then so the next litters after that, she kept having girls.
Okay.
So
well,
I
there
would
you go.
I would just email her every couple months and be like, "Anything yet?" She's like, "Nope, my dogs keep having girls." And she only has about maybe 2 to 3 litters a year. So, and each litter is maybe 3 to 4 puppies.
Yeah, of course.
So, I was like, "Okay, I'll just keep waiting." Like, she offered me a girl, and I was like, "No, I want a boy. So I'm just gonna wait."
Yeah.
So it was probably about a year and a half that she just all of a sudden she's like, "Oh, I have males available now." Actually, it was a mistake. She sent me a picture of this boy puppy, and he was so chubby and so cute. And I was like, "Oh my god, this is my Shiba."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Oh my god, this is him." I'm like, "I will pick him up whenever he's ready." And then she, like a couple hours later, she emailed me back. She's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. It was a mistake. This puppy will actually go to somebody ahead of you." So I was like so disappointed. But then a few days later, she was like, "Okay, well, I have a new development." She's like, in the same litter, the other boy. Yep, that's Bento. Isn't he so cute?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
rounded. He's very
Yeah,
round
so
head, so fluffy.
Yeah.
He looks like a
Like a
bear.
bear.
A bear.
Yeah, baby bear. So
Oh,
then
so
she emailed me again, and she's like, "Okay, so there's another boy in the same litter." She's like, she actually wanted to keep him. She wanted to keep him to breed him. But then she realized that she had too many males from like the same line, and she doesn't do inbreeding, right? So she's like, "I can't keep him because he's related to too many
Yeah,
of my dogs
of course,
right now,
of
so
course.
I can't breed him."
Yes.
So then she was like, "Do you want him?" And then I was like, "Yes."
Yes, please.
So yeah, yes, please. So at that time, they were already like 7 weeks old. So when I went to see him, he was 8 weeks old. So for the first time I met him, he was already 8 weeks old. And then she was like, okay, you can take him today if you want. And I was like, I don't have anything yet. Like, I didn't have a dish bowl. I didn't have a crate. I didn't have anything.
Bed,
I was like, give me like at least a week, and then I'll to get all his stuff, and then I'll pick him up. So we bought all his stuff, and then I picked him up a week later. So and yeah, just he got to play with his brother for the last time, and then we just talked with her, signed the contract. And she just told us what she feeds him and what kind of food that she feeds them, and we just got the same food, and then we just took them home, and they were only like a 15-minute drive from our house.
So it was like 9 weeks when he went.
He was about 8.5 weeks.
8.5.
Because when I met him, he was 7.5 weeks. So then when we took him home, he was 8.5 weeks. Yeah.
Cool.
So took him home, and that was that. And,
yeah. And how did you came up with Bento's name and why?
So Bento, I've always wanted a Shiba that had a Japanese name and had to do with food, because we love to eat. So,
like the Portuguese people.
Yeah.
Like the Portuguese folks.
Muito bem.
Muito bem. It's like codfish, bacalhau. We eat a lot of bacalhau. From Norway. It's strange, no? The codfish, it comes from, Iceland and Norway. And then we dry the codfish and we do it like 365 ways. Okay?
Yeah,
we cook the codfish in 365 ways.
Yeah. So we love to eat. That's why I needed a food name.
Yeah. And Bento means?
Bento means lunchbox.
Lunchbox. Okay.
Yeah. So I got his name from, back to the Shiba Inu puppy cam, the one in San Francisco. So their second litter started with a B. And so they named all their puppies with a B name. So one of the puppies was a male puppy, and his name was Bento. Cool. So as soon as I heard, he was my favorite in the whole litter when I was watching that. So I was like, when I get a Shiba, his name will be Bento.
Yeah. It's a strong name. It's a strong name.
Yeah.
That's why it's so Bento. Tell the audience, please, what's your Instagram profile? Bento's Boxes, but with 2X?
Yeah, 2 X's. I wanted it to be Bento Box, but that was already taken. Yeah. And then I tried all these different combinations, and they were already taken. So I was just like, I'm just going to add an extra X. Yes. And then it became Bento's Boxes.
Bento's Boxes. So you have more than 5,000 followers. Amazing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's great.
I used to post every single day. Now I have a baby. It's not possible to post every single day.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but I try. It's like, so he has over 5,400 or something. I don't keep track anymore. So that's how I came up with his IG name. Just like I was trying all these Bento combinations, and now if you actually look up Bento Shiba on IG, there's like tons of Shiba's named Bento now. I think at that time he was maybe only the second Shiba named Bento. Now there's lots.
Bento the second. It was his.
Bento the second.
Yeah, Bento the second. So what is living with Bento like? What is living with him? Privilege? A privilege?
Yes, it's a privilege.
It's a privilege.
He is our boss.
Really? Bento's
we don't
the
boss
boss.
him. Yeah. Actually, right now the baby's the boss, and Bento's like the assistant manager.
Okay.
So,
the baby's how do you call it? The SEO. How do you call it? It's like the CEO. CEO. And Bento is the CFO or something.
Yeah. Or the COO. He's the chief operating officer.
Okay, COO. Yeah. Bento's the COO.
Yeah, Bento's the COO.
That's cool.
So he is actually very, very easy to take care of. As any puppy, like when he was a puppy, he was crazy. Like he bit us so much because like they're just teething, And that's just what puppies do. You just have to put a lot of training.
It's like a Caesar.
Yeah, their teeth are like sharp teeth. They're so sharp. He's ripped up a lot of my clothes during that phase, just like biting, like nipping. And we tried so many different techniques to try to stop him, and the only way to stop was just like stop and leave the room. So he's like, huh? What
like
happened?
to despise him, no? A bit.
Yeah, just to ignore him. Like the best thing that worked for us was just to like, if he was playing with us and he started biting, we would just stop and leave, and like lock him in. Not lock him in the room. Like he usually was in the kitchen, because he was already potty trained when we got him, but like just in case he peed, we would leave him in the kitchen, because easy to clean up.
Yeah, of course.
But he actually never peed or pooped in the house.
Yeah, of course. He's a Shiba.
Yeah. And the breeder actually potty trained them.
Yeah, that's important.
Before we got them.
Yeah. So you recommend for a person that is listening this podcast to get a proper, to get in touch with a proper and reputable breeder? Yeah. What's the advantage? One of the advantages are that they come like potty trained and many more things.
Yeah, usually a good breeder will crate train them, potty train them, get them desensitized to like nail trimmings and stuff, and also socialize them with other dogs and people, and have them experience different environments like in the house, children.
Yeah, that's really important, no?
Yeah. So then it's not such a big transition for them to go from the breeder to your home. Okay. Like Bento was fine. He never was sad. He was never crying. Like my breeder actually separated the puppies from their mom at 6 weeks. So they were already being crate trained. Like they each were in their own crate by 6 weeks. Like eating in their crates, and sleeping there for the nighttime. So she had already had them sleeping at night for like 7 to 8 hours straight. So by that time, they were already potty trained, and then she would take them outside every 2 hours or something, just so they get used to knowing that outside is potty area. Oh, they're home. Bento's home now.
Cool. You can call him.
Yeah, so...
He will participate in our podcast. This is Shiba Chat, so we need a Shiba.
Yeah, we need a Shiba.
We don't need a Shiba scream right now.
Because he doesn't scream.
He doesn't scream?
No.
Okay.
He's very quiet.
His operative system is like a Dolphins 1. Yes.
Very quiet. Like, he only barks if he sees people he doesn't like outside. Like, if somebody's wearing a hood and he can't see their face, he's like...
What about the COVID-19 masks? Like the pandemic.
Oh, no, he has no problems with masks. Okay. I think it's because he sees us wear them. So it's... But if, like, somebody walks by and they're, like, wearing a hood or a hat and he can't see their face, he usually barks at them. Or he'll bark if somebody's at the door. Hi, Bento.
Hi, Bento. Olá, Bento. Como estás? Tudo bem?
Oi. You want to say hi?
Hello.
Oi, Bento. What's happening?
Olá.
What's happening?
Hello. Bento. Bento.
Oh.
Bento.
Bento. He's like, let me down.
Yeah.
He just came back from home. There he is.
Hello. COO.
COO. Our household.
Yeah, so beautiful.
Okay. Oh, he ran away.
Okay. Thank you for showing, Bento.
No problem.
How do you deal with the shedding?
We actually specifically bought a Dyson animal vacuum, which comes with a grooming attachment.
Cool.
So when he starts shedding, we just vacuum him with the grooming attachment. And when he's in full shed, we can get like 3 canisters full of hair. And we vacuum every day too. So we have also a Dyson stick vacuum that we use to vacuum every day. He hasn't shed yet, so I don't know when he will. He hasn't started. still very fluffy.
Yeah.
Um,
Bento box
but
full of surprises.
yeah, so we don't know when that's going to happen.
Yeah,
It might
of
not
course.
happen because he had a medical issue. So now he's throwing a ball at me. He wants me to throw a ball for him.
Oh,
He wants me to play with him right
really?
now. Yeah. Okay, go get it. Um. So yeah, he hasn't shed yet. I don't know if he will this year. So I can elaborate on that if you want.
No.
Okay.
There's no need to.
Yeah.
I've read that Shibas only shed twice a year, for 6 times, for 6
For
months
6 months
each time.
at a time.
Yeah, at a time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so but the first two, actually, he's only had a full shed once because then he got sick. But then, yeah, it was crazy. It was just hair everywhere, hair
I
all
see.
over our clothes, hair all over the couch. Like, if you want a Shiba, you have to know that there's going to be hair everywhere, and you just have to be okay with it. Because no matter how much you vacuum, there will always be some hair somewhere.
So it's like
So
how do you call it? Do you remember the Sergio Leone's movies and all that Western movies, like with John Wayne? And there's this thing in
tumbleweeds.
yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes in the house you see something like,
like flying by.
yeah, and it's Bento's fur.
Yeah, Bento's fur.
You are listening to the Shiba Chat Show, your podcast for all things Shiba Inu, celebrating the Doge community around the planet. Feel free to share this podcast with your friends and follow Satoshi, Charlie Mancini Shiba, at instagram.com/satoshi.theshiba. The show will continue right now.
What's the best resource to learn more about Shiba Inu breeds? What do you think about it?
There's this book. I think it's literally called Shiba Inu, and it's a very well-known book about Shibas and the breed. But there's so much stuff on the
What's the
internet now.
year of that book?
I think it was from like 1980 or 1990. It was a book that my breeder had recommended to me. Let me see if I
Yeah,
can
yeah, no
look it up.
problem.
I think it's called the Complete Shiba Inu.
Okay.
And I never read it. I just like looked up a lot of stuff on the internet and just to find information about them. And you can find a lot of things. Like this one is called Shiba Inus by Laura Payton.
Mm-hmm.
It's a complete pet owner's manual. I also talked to I asked my breeder a lot of questions. She was always available for me to email her and ask her any questions about training or if he got sick or something, what I should do. Because she had been breeding Shibas for 40 years. She knows how they are. And also, when you get a puppy from her, she has a website specifically for owners that you get a username and password to, and all the information from her experiences of raising Shibas was on there.
I see. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
everything.
That's beautiful. So she has arranged everything for the new owner. How do you socialize Bento? How did you do that?
When he was a puppy,
when he was a
before
puppy,
they get,
yes.
yeah, when he was a puppy, before they get their 12-week vaccinations, I think you're not supposed to let them walk in places where a lot of dogs have been, because they can get contaminated from other dogs' poop or whatever, and get diseases from that. Or you can take them to the pet store, but you have to carry them. And not let them on the floor because there could be a lot of germs and such. But that's what we would just take him everywhere that we could that was pet friendly. like the pet store or the bookstore and just carry him around so he could like see other people, see other dogs. And when he got his first shots, we started taking him to the dog park where he would meet other dogs. We don't do that anymore because we've learned that dog parks are not the best place for
Yes,
dogs
for
because
sure.
they're not in a very controlled environment. So, and we have seen dog fights happen.
Oof,
A few times at the dog park.
it's not good at
He's
all.
been bit once at the dog park.
Oh,
Yeah, and he was very scared after that. So he has been bit once by another dog.
so do you arrange like I know that you have like a Shiba chat group. You use like WhatsApp with other Shiba owners, right?
Mhm.
And do you arrange like walks with other Shibas for Bento to
Yeah,
socialize daily?
yeah, that's usually what I didn't join that chat until Bento was about like 8 to 10 months. So
Okay.
somebody invited me to it because when we took Bento to a dog park once and there was another Shiba there, and then his owner asked if I was in the chat, and then so she added me to the chat, and that's how I
Yeah,
became part of it.
became a member, an exclusive member
Yeah.
of Shiba Chat.
So a lot of the times they arrange dates to like meet at the dog park or go for a walk. But when Bento was sick, he wasn't very nice. So then after that, we were not sure if how he would be with like with new dogs. So now we only let him play with like his friends. So Miko,
Yeah.
a couple of other Shibas. And he's really lazy now, so he plays for like half an hour and he wants to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, so we don't really take him out to meet
Okay,
other dogs
no
anymore.
problem.
He doesn't need it. Mhm.
Yeah, it doesn't need it. Yeah, of course. You have to check for your specific Shiba behavior and temperament, and then realize what's best for him. Yes, and if they don't need too much socialization, just let it be, right? So,
Yeah.
okay.
Because he does have one Shiba friend who just like is so scared of dogs. Like, but they're friends because they've known each other since they were puppies. But like that Shiba, they don't let him like meet other dogs
I
because
see.
he's just very fearful, and that's just the way he is. He's very like nervous all the time. So like you said, like you just have to know your Shiba's personality and
Yeah.
give them activities and socialization based on what they
Yeah,
need.
of course. Do you agree that the Shiba Inu breed is an animal that requires a lot of attention and interaction? Or do you think this specific dog breed they can be independent from their owners, or it depends?
I think it depends because, like, when you read about Shibas, they say that they're very independent and they don't like to cuddle. But I know a lot of Shibas and they're all different. Like, Bento, he's not a nervous dog, but I know Shibas that are very nervous around people and other dogs. He's very okay with being by himself. He could be by himself in the house all day and he'd be fine. Like,
Okay,
but they do
that's
need at least like some activity, like mental and physical stimulation, just
yeah,
so they
of
don't
course.
go crazy. Because we notice that when we don't walk him or play with him, he starts to become very disobedient
Yeah,
because
yeah,
he
for
has
sure.
energy that he needs to
Yeah,
express.
but I think that happens with many breeds, or
Oh yeah, for sure.
yeah, of course. So, what is your most cherished memory with him, with Bento, or one of the
I
most
think
cherished?
one of the most cherished. I
Yeah.
think when I became pregnant, he knew before I did. Like, I think he could sense something because I was like, why is he following me around everywhere? Like, literally everywhere. When I go to the bathroom, when I go to the
He was
shower,
glued
like,
to you.
he was like glued to me, and he still is glued to me. He follows me everywhere. I don't know if he thinks I'll like hurt myself or something, but he still follows me everywhere to
So
this day.
cute.
Ever since, yeah, it's pretty cute. He sleeps with me. Um, he sleeps with me, and he follows me everywhere. Everywhere I go, I have to leave, like if I'm in the bathroom or in the shower, I have to leave the door open because, or just like not closed because he has to like pop his head in and be like, hi. And then he goes, and if I actually close the door, you can hear him like trying to open the door because he's like, I have to check on her to make sure she's okay.
So maybe it's Bento CEO slash the bodyguard.
Yeah,
That,
he's my bodyguard.
remember that movie from the 90s? It's
Yes.
The Bodyguard.
Yeah, he's the bodyguard. But he loves us all equally. Like he loves his dad too.
Great.
It's we have a different relationship. He has a different relationship with his dad than he does with me. Like I feel like he thinks he needs to protect me, and then with his dad it's just fun and play.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Different purposes, same boring humans.
Yeah.
Maybe
we each have our jobs to do for him. That's
right. You were talking about the most cherished moment, and you said that you noticed that you were pregnant. So maybe that's another activity of Shiba Inu that we don't find every day, that they are like pregnancy tests as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they are like dogs, they are half dolphins, half cat, half pregnancy tests as well.
Pregnancy test, yeah.
Amazing.
So I think that was one of my most cherished memories of him, is that like he wanted to protect me and he wanted to protect the baby. Like if I was sitting on the couch, he would be right beside me all the time. And then when Aubrey was born, our daughter, he was so gentle with her. He just like laid beside her. Every time she cries, he would like come running and be like, "Oh my God, is she okay?"
Amazing.
They're very, very loyal dogs. As long as you have like a good relationship with them and you respect each other. Like we know he loves us, and he knows that he has a very good life. So,
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's important for him to live a happy life with a very loving family, and everything will be okay. It doesn't matter if Shiba is nervous or is calm or half. That's important. You've talked about that book. Do you have seen any movies about Shiba Inus, like based on real facts or something, like Japanese movies? No.
I watched Hachi. You've probably heard of Hachi, but that's about it.
I've seen it. Yes.
Yeah, and I think Joyce Miko's mom had suggested I watch. I think it was called Mari.
Tale of Mari and Three Puppies.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one yet, but I want to.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when I was in Japan. We went to Japan 2 years ago, and I bought like everything Shiba I could find, and every time I saw a Shiba on the street, I would get so excited.
So cool. And how many have you found there in Japan?
Oh, I saw they're everywhere in Japan.
Oh,
like
cool.
Yeah, all different colors. And,
that's my definition of paradise.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, like Shiba everywhere.
Yeah, and Shiba merchandise everywhere. You can buy Shiba stuff everywhere.
Sure.
And there was another movie about a Shiba. I don't remember what it's called, but it was being advertised, so I think it was like a newer movie. But I meant to watch that one too.
I have here suggestions by your Canadian fellow. He's the Shiba guy from Toronto. Do you know? It's Gons. Yeah, that's it. Gons.
Yeah,
he was my third guest on Shiba Chat Show, and he recommends everyone who is a Shibaholic to watch the next movies. So, 7 Days of Himawari.
7 Days. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's awesome. You can watch the trailer. I think it's on Amazon. I don't know if they have subtitles in English. It's 7 Days of Himawari with an H.
Okay.
Yeah.
7 Days of Himawari with her puppies. Oh, this looks so cute. I'm going to have to watch it.
Yeah, I think this is so good. He said it's like a shot of adrenaline.
Yeah.
Another one from Taiwan. It's called Shiba Park.
Oh, that's the one. That's the one that I'm talking about. They were advertising it in Japan.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's the one.
not
Yeah.
about, Gons said that it's not really about Shiba Inu per se,
Mhm.
but it's like these guys that go to a park and each one have a Shiba and they talk about life, everything, but the expressions, the Shiba expressions are cute and are funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the movie isn't like Shiba related, but
It has Shibas in
yeah,
it.
but as Shiba's in it, so I think you're going to like it. I've never seen it.
Mhm.
I have to watch for the trailer, and an YouTube channel that he recommended was Maru the Shiba. Do you know Maru?
Yeah, I know Maru. I went to his store in Japan.
Oh, cool! Maru has a
Yeah,
store.
yeah, he has a store, and they say sometimes he's there with the owner, but he's not there very often. I was hoping the day that I went that they were there, but they weren't.
Have you met any famous Shiba in Japan?
No,
No.
I was hoping to meet Maru that day, but he wasn't there. So I think they actually have a hotel now. They have a Maru hotel.
Oh.
Yeah,
What's the decoration? I wonder.
I wonder.
I wonder. What was the most unexpected situation you found yourself when walking Bento?
When he was sick, he actually has hypothyroidism, but when we didn't know he had it yet, like he wasn't diagnosed, he was really sick and he became very aggressive.
Okay.
So we didn't know that. So when he started being really mean to dogs, especially puppies, that was very unexpected because that's not like him. He's a very friendly dog. He loves people. He loves dogs. So that and the most unexpected was when him and Miko got in a fight, like just like out of the blue, because they're best friends. So if they fought, like it was a real fight, we were like, whoa, what's going on?
No.
So that's when we started taking Ben to the vet and getting the tests and everything. It took about almost a year for us to figure out what was wrong with him. And then now he's on meds, he's healthy again, and he's back to his normal, happy, friendly self.
Cool. So, what about the funny situation? Like you walk Bento on the street, and someone will be like, curious.
Oh,
Is he
when he was
a fox?
no, I've been asked that so many times. It's ridiculous. There was one time when we were walking him. He was a puppy, and somebody yelled across the street. They're like, "Is that a husky?" And I was like, "No."
Yeah, like a husky.
Yeah,
Doesn't have
like
blue eyes or green.
yeah, he's not white and gray.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I think it's the curly tail that they think it's a husky, but
maybe.
no.
Maybe.
That was the funniest. I'm like, really?
Yeah, and people ask you to pet Bento on the street.
Oh yeah, everybody asks to pet him. They always, when they walk by, they're like, "Oh my god, he's so cute. Is he a puppy?" Like now they ask if he's a puppy. I'm like, no, he's 3. He's not a puppy. He usually lets people pet him, but then you pet him once and he's like, "Okay, I'm done with you," and then he like goes somewhere else.
Yeah, of course. Like he has this Shiba attitude, and we
Like a
like
cat.
it. We like it.
Yeah.
How do you calm down a hyperactive puppy? You said that Bento
Oh,
was a bit like all puppies, was like
very hyper. Yeah.
woohoo, excited and
Um,
everything. But it's normal, right?
yeah, it's just a lot of training and
Mm-hmm.
just like they're puppies, they're going to be hyper, but then just make sure they get a lot of activity and training and
Yeah.
work on training at least 5 to 10, well, I would say like 10 to 15 minutes every day, just to get their brain stimulated, just to, and that calms them down too, right, because they have structure.
So
Puppies are very,
they need like a routine, like a planned
yeah.
day and everything.
Yeah, it's better to have that, like, wake up at a certain time when they're puppies, wake them up, take them outside, training, uh, I never crate train Bento, but it is a lot of people do it.
Mm-hmm.
So crate training is important. We decided not to crate train him because
Okay,
we don't really need to. Like,
I see, I see.
he when he needs his own space, he just goes somewhere, and then we leave him alone.
Yeah, of course.
But like I know a lot of Shibas benefit from crate training. I know that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
We just chose not to do it because we didn't need to. But I mean, if he felt like he needed it, we would have done it.
Yeah, and how many times have you walked Bento when he was a puppy until like 12
Oh,
months? How many
yeah.
times per day?
So as a puppy, we walked him at least 3 or 4 times a day. But when they're puppies, they can't walk for very long, so it'd be very short walks, like maybe 15, 20 minutes.
I see.
And when he got older, and now we take him on longer walks. So he goes for 2 walks a day, at least 30 minutes each. And now that it's nice outside, we take him for a lot of like trail walks because we have a lot of trails and River Valley trails in
Oh, that's
Edmonton.
beautiful.
So we try to go to like a different one all the time, and he loves it. Like he loves being outside. And so sometimes those walks are like an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. And usually he's usually completely tired by that time because it's hot. It's hot,
Yeah.
and then we're training him at the same time to make sure he's not pulling. So he's very tired. Sometimes we only need to walk him once a day. He's very lazy now. Usually when they turn about like 3 or 4, they become very lazy. They just sleep all day.
So they
They pretty
become
much sleep all
easier,
day.
easier dogs. Yes.
Yeah.
So what's the current situation, Shiba-wise, in Canada? How do you see the Shiba Inu dog in your country right now? What's the
I know they're
popularity and
Oh, I think Shibas are just popular everywhere.
yeah, for sure.
Because there's not that many breeders in Canada. And they're very expensive now because of the pandemic. People are just buying puppies because everyone's at home, right? Shibas are like going for like $4,000 Canadian at least now for a puppy. And it's like a 2 year wait, at least 2 years. So they're very, very popular dogs. There's a couple new breeders that I've heard of in Canada. But I think Shibas will always be like a very unique dog because we always get reactions when we walk him. Everyone's always like, "Oh my god, what kind of dog is that?" Like, it's not like the really popular dogs like a golden retriever or something that you see all the time. But Shibas are always get like a very excited reaction from people because they think they're so cute and
Yeah,
they're so special.
they're so
They look like
special.
foxes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the best definition of a Shiba Inu, like special. Don't you
very
think?
special.
Very special
Mhm.
in many ways. What about Doge meme and Dogecoin and all that hype?
Oh, I don't really pay attention
You
to that
don't pay
stuff.
attention.
I don't think I even knew what Dogecoin was until I
Yeah,
thought it was just a joke. I didn't actually think it was a real like cryptocurrency.
yeah.
I didn't hear about Dogecoin till maybe like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "That's
Really?
real." I thought it was fake.
No, no, no,
Yeah,
it's not. And
yeah,
now,
I
now you
know.
have the Shiba Inu token as well.
Hmm.
You have
Yeah,
Shibas. Yes.
yeah. I don't really pay attention to that
I
stuff.
see, I see. Yeah,
Mhm.
but it's yeah, it's cool in some way since cryptocurrencies are an internet-based money and a digital currency, and
Mhm.
that Japanese meme was hot. I don't know in 2012 or 20, yeah, maybe 2013 or
Yeah,
something. Suboku, I guess the name of the dog.
yeah. That's Shiba. She's very
Yeah,
old
yeah,
now.
yeah.
She's
She's
like,
14.
yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Maybe 14 because it was like a shelter rescue, and
Oh, I didn't know that.
her owner said that she doesn't know, but maybe 14 years old, so she's quite old.
Hmm.
Yeah, right now, but she's really popular, and that meme is
Oh
so
yeah.
funny. Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, so Shiba, they are special. They are primitive, and they are the coolest you can get in your family.
They're beautiful dogs.
Yeah,
I
they're
think
just beautiful.
they're like one of the most beautiful dogs.
Yeah.
But that's because I love Shibas. I would only ever own a Shiba. I don't think I would get any other dog.
Me neither.
And
Me neither.
Yeah.
Huskies, my daughter, she's 16 years old, and she loves huskies. But since I've shown her all the potential of a Shiba Inu and the morphology and that Russian and Asian like, she was like, okay, yes, Shiba is the deal. Like, okay,
I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Hey, Bento, you stay away from the oven. It's hot. You stay in here. Stay in here. He smells the bread, so he's like, oh, I want some.
Okay, so now we are finishing our Shiba chat. Would you like to give an advice, a tip to a newbie like me regarding?
I'm sure you've done a lot of research.
Yes.
And I think the main thing is that you have to expect that a Shiba is not going to be like any other dog. Like they're very independent and they're just different. Like they're very disobedient because they're very smart. They're extremely smart. Sometimes we think he is smarter than us. So they're very smart, and you have to keep that in mind. Like I'm pretty sure he understands.
They like to play games with you or something. They find new ways of creativity.
Yeah. I don't know, because there's all different. Like people always talk about how Shibas are such escape artists. They can like climb fences and like they always try to run away. Bento's never done that, so I've never experienced that. I think he knows that if he were to run away, he would probably die and not survive.
So he's very smart, such a smart boy.
Yeah, very smart boy. So he knows how good he has it here. He's like, I'm not gonna run away. Why would I do that?
Yeah. But when you're on Facebook groups, Shiba groups, people are always telling and put videos of Shiba climbing the fence and everything.
Oh yeah. And always trying to run away and like getting out of their collars and harnesses. We've never had that. I don't know if because we're very bonded with him. Like we have a very good relationship.
I think that's the secret. That's the main reason, I guess. So yeah. Okay, Joanna, thank you a lot for our Shiba chat.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. And
I'm just looking at it.
yes. And see you next time. Okay.
Yeah,
Joanna.
good. I can't wait to hear the rest of the episode.
Shiba chat.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Shiba Chat Show. And now it's time for you to go play with a Shiba Inu. If you would like to get in touch, please send us an email to shibachatshow@gmail.com. Bye for now.